Hey guys, do you know what today is? You probably do if you live in America, or just about any other country. Today is 9/11, or 11/9 as non-Americans call it. And today is a tragic event, which it really actually is. Um, excuse me if I don't sound very real right now, but it was a tragic event. Many people died, except many more people could have died. There weren't as many people in the planes. Both planes were only half full. There were 3 or 4 planes though. One was hijacked in Pennsylvania, right? Hijacked by the hijackers, who then hijacked after saying goodbye to their families. Then the 2 planes that attacked the Twin Towers, and the 1 plane that attacked the Pentagon. Excuse me. Now, during all this, the president was safely in Florida reading a story to a school, elementary school, I think, something like that. And he had to explain how it is important to read and why and whatnot. And before he started reading, I believe he was told that the first tower had been blown up. And either during the middle of the story or towards the end of the story or something like that, someone whispered into his ear that the second building has been blown up. I believe he was there and made a statement. The statement is pretty well known, so there's no need to repeat it because I don't like to reiterate that often. There are a lot of unsure facts because most of the news that day was secondhand, and even though it was catastrophic, the news has a lot of unconfirmed reports about what plane it was, but apparently it was the commercial airlines, both of them, the ones that hit, which I will mostly be referring to, and they were only, half full. And apparently they had the hijackers had red bandanas on them, and they had box cutters, and this small little triangle knife things. That's what I'm imagining. And they held the plane hostage and hijacked it, and yada yada yada. And they attacked the building, and a lot of people did evacuate, mostly from the second building because they actually knew. But that's only my thought. It would make more sense if people started evacuating the second building more than the first building because they didn't see it on the first building. And there were people who did evacuate, and there were people who did decide to jump hundreds of floors down and into smoke. And that was their decision. My heart honestly does go out to the victims who were affected and their families and America itself, because America itself was attacked by Al-Qaeda, apparently. Although the government has the right to hide the truth from people to keep them sane and under control, I don't have a problem with that, really. It's their choice. They control us, really. You can look into the Illuminati if you want to. It's on the back of a dollar bill, apparently. The all-seeing eye. You can look at it. I'm not going to spend 15 minutes talking about it, or my whole views on 9/11 itself, because I can go on and on. But there are a lot of conspiracy theories. One of which is that at the Pentagon, the plane had to go through 5 layers of concrete to do that much damage. There was also a theory that it was a bomb, and because there were no plane debris, even though there were some debris of a plane. Even though I've heard that it was not a commercial plane. But whatever, people tell lies. They have released a statement that the plane did, how should I say, melt, basically, from all the jet fuel. Jet fuel is incredibly hot. Jet fuel was in both towers, and apparently it was like over 2,000 degrees fire. It was very bright. It's very hot. I don't know what the Celsius thing is, because I only know Fahrenheit, because I'm American. And I feel pretty bad about 9/11. I was only like 4 or 5 then. I didn't know what's going on. I stayed out of the media when I was a kid. I didn't know anything was going on until I was like 7. It was a tragedy though. A lot of people did die, as I said. I feel bad for them. On this paper that I have, one of the questions, I'll read it off. Should September 11th be a national holiday? Why or why not? Tell me what you guys would think in the comments if you want. I would say no, mostly because you do not celebrate death. The only instance where you should celebrate death is Dia de los Muertos, which is Day of the Dead. That is a Spanish holiday where relatives from the dead come back and celebrate with their families for a few days, and then they go back resting or something along those lines, which is their Halloween. Now, a good thing about today, 11 years later, is that Facebook pages and everyone else has not been talking about 9/11 jokes or posting 9/11 jokes because they figured everyone else would be, and they didn't want to be a part of that. So there's no 9/11 jokes in my newsfeed, which is a plus, but a lot of them have been made. First off, why would you ever make one? What if your own father saw you make one? Like, hey Dad, check out what I made today. It's a picture of someone, I don't know, LeBron James dancing on 9/11 towers as they fall down. Good job, son. A plus work. There you go. You're gonna be famous for this picture. Good job. Great idea, guys. I know you're gonna call me butthurt, but I'm really not. Whatever. The biggest conspiracy ever is that this was an attack on ourselves and blame it on Afghanistan to get oil. Actually, not only Afghanistan, but also Al-Qaeda. I'll read you a little something from this website. This is from the FBI and cited. Osama bin Laden is not wanted by the FBI for the events of September 11, 2001. The reason, according to the FBI's Chief of Investigative Publicity, Rex Toom, the FBI has no hard evidence connecting bin Laden to 9/11. He's claimed that he has nothing to do with it, and there are also a recording that he has done it, but it wasn't found till much later, which mean he could have made it afterwards. But nonetheless, I don't really care. What happens happens. What's down in history is down in history. I'm not here to change history, just learn it. That's about all I have to say. I don't mean to insult anyone, America, its people, or the victims. I believe the Freedom Towers are not built completely. Last time I was in New York, they were not finished. But there's a monument there. And if you can, Go to the monument one day and just pay your respects, or do something else to help America, if you're in America, to all the victims. A lot of people in Europe don't care about 9/11 because it didn't happen to them, and they're all like, Hiroshima was worse, I hurt nukes. Okay, I don't want to talk about this anymore, mostly because it's 11 minutes long. See you guys later.